So here we go then. It is going to be the best of 7 to crown ourselves an Apollo Open champion, Johnny. Everybody over there singing your praises. I just want to hear from you here. Which are the players that we are expecting to see? Which players are we expected to step up to take this championship?
Well, you know, it's a really tough one, but at the same time, there are no wrong answers. You could say any player that is currently on the field and everybody would probably think, yeah, that's a good answer there. But if I had to pick one from each team that I'm really looking at closely right now, it would be Jack and Joyo. These guys used to team together when they were PS4 players. Now they're against each other in an RLCS Grand Final. Really, really cool story to see these guys develop. Jorius was the third player in that team, by the way. All these guys used to team on PS4. When now they're at the very top against each other. But yeah, Joyo and Jack, they're the players who've really impressed me today.
Yes.
And they're also the players who haven't been the most consistent for their teams. I'm thinking Jack at the Major and Joyo yesterday. It's awesome to see them performing as well as they have today.
Vatira over to Rise. Probably the one player that has been spoken about the least on this roster, but as we spoke to him earlier on, that's kind of how he prefers it. Likes to fill in the spots. If we're seeing more of him, it means something's going wrong elsewhere, and almost went very wrong at the start of this game. Apparently Jack, with the interceptions, we'll expect full confidence from Dignitas. Everything that they have read today has been perfectly well received. They've got the interceptions. They've managed to catch teams out on any whiff play. And it'll be very much up to Team Queso to not allow the situation and the occasion to catch them out. Because they were a slow starting team yesterday against Williams Resolve, but didn't have those issues earlier on.
Well, you know, we heard from Rise in the interview that they benefited from thinking that they're the underdogs. Everybody thinks BDS are going to win. They were able to just relax and have fun with it and play their best that they've played all tournament long. But are they thinking the same about Dignitas? Are they really feeling as they felt against BDS? It's important that they do. It's important that they consider themselves the underdogs here so they can just relax and enjoy this, because what an experience to be in a grand final for these guys. We all know that they are delighted with themselves. Huge bump there by Jorius off the ball, keeping their opponents at bay for now. It's going to be plenty more of those from Dig. They've been bumping exceptionally well this weekend. They've been also passing exceptionally well into the middle. Seems to always be a Dignitas player ready every time a center ball comes across.
Yeah, it's very difficult to place the positioning of Dignitas as well. They're very much unconventional when it comes to typical first, second, and third man rotation. They just like to position themselves wherever it makes sense. Oh. And it has been exceptionally good given their recoveries. That one could have been a better layup over to Rise.
Was that open? I think it might have.
I think there was a player in a good spot to like hook back across. I don't think a shot straight on net there would have gone in.
I was just waiting for the fastest redirect of all time on target, and you know the whole net might have not been covered there, but it's really hard to know exactly where the goalkeeper is going to be, especially from a distance like that. Well, that's a better chance. That is taken. Vatira, 1 goal already for Team Queso. That is going to settle any nerves that they may have had. Dignitas losing out to a play that looks pretty similar to goals that they've been scoring a lot this weekend.
And if you are out there and you're, getting a hold of the Queso train, those are the 2 players that you wanted to see involved. A big play from Joyo. Fantastic setup for Vatira. Get him going. Get them settled down. They only need to win 1 best of 7. Unfortunately, you only have to win 1 best of 7 against a peaking Dignitas, who have been ruining everybody's weekends. Nobody wanted to see them not in the upper bracket, including their opponents. And instead, they have been ruining the tournament lives of everyone they've come up against. Well, it's in a dangerous spot, however. Rise. Oh, probably could have done better with that pass down to Vatira.
Good save by Dig. They're just trying to keep this 1 goal lead as a max at the moment. Just making sure that they don't concede again to one of these insanely mechanical opponents. Team Queso have done what BDS could not do in 20 minutes, and they only took 2 minutes to do it. That's score a single goal. But not only that, it's late enough in the game that they could just conceivably win with this. It's Rise now air dribbles well to the back wall. Vatira's shot is not on target. He didn't have all the boost that he would have wanted to wrap around that ball. The assists are looking brilliant though for Team Queso. Once again, this is wide open. Vatira's not going to miss this one. The demo timed to perfection. Center ball comes in right afterwards. That was just fantastic. Joyo demoing 2 players in this play.
Well, they're not nervous at all. My goodness. They are on form. Talk about a way of announcing yourself to the top of the European scene. 2-0. Dignitas really struggling here. And Vatira, he's got time, went for the pinch, not quite able to execute on the play. But this was something that we were almost complaining about from Williams Resolve yesterday, and instead it's happening again for Team Queso. Actually, the broken point yet again. Here's Vatira, hat-trick hero in game 1.
No nonsense from Vatira. Scrub didn't see him coming. Gets crushed on the infield. They really need to be careful if they're going to continue infield passing as often as they have this weekend, because although Dignitas have had success with it, very often we see those infield passes intercepted these days, and it just turns into a counter-attack. Dignitas down 3-0 in game 1. This is surprising even for me. I mean, I predicted Queso to win this, but just the fashion that they're winning today is completely unbelievable. I never thought that they were going to dominate like this.
I really thought that yesterday might have been their peak. I didn't think that they were able to, we'd see some sparks of what to expect from them in the future, but not this, not on their first time of asking. And there are some teams and there are some players that just are built for pressure. Don't even feel it. They love the idea that there's more eyes on them. And now they're gonna have to deal with a little bit of it. Now, Johnny, usually here we say it's up to the kickoffs. If there's a team that's got kickoffs, it's Dignitas.
Yeah, and you can definitely see Dig either pulling something tricky here or just playing a very standard kickoff, because these guys are the ones goats. They know how to win these. Jarius is going to go for a big win. Vatira's right there, though. And, that's the downside of, quote-unquote, winning a kickoff in 3v3 is, now the ball's just closer to the other team, and if it doesn't go past that cheating player, they've just got possession, and that'll be game. Team Queso survive the kickoff potential drama that could have come from that. They've taken down game 1. Only 3 more needed for these guys to win the entire tournament and be first place in points on the road to the Winter Major.
Yesterday, we had a chance to talk about which teams we expected. Well, we thought we're going to make those top 5. Team Queso were one of those ones on the fringe. I believe we gave them, the 4th or the 5th spot?
I think we put them 5. It was...
if they win this, you're pretty much... As long as you just don't fall out of the tournament instantly, you're almost good to go for the Winter Major.
Yeah, they're a team that have been talked about a lot as being just monsters in scrims, and everybody has real fear of playing them, but they never really showed that in RLCS events this season. They had glimpses where they would look really good against one of the top teams, and then they would get 3-0'd or lose to a team that you just have to beat if you're going to be fighting for those top 5 spots.
Yeah.
But that consistency's not been a problem this weekend. They've really found a way to just perform, and full credit to them. It seems like the just have fun mentality that's been popularized by so many of the best teams right now just works out. It leads to good results. Oh, what a save by Rise, scrambling back to block Scrub, who was point-blank range approaching here. Let's see if they can keep it up against Diggs. At some point, they're going to get nervous, surely. So another good save. This time it's out Jack at the other end.
We have seen a lot of other times from Queso is fluctuations in performance. A couple of different games can look at very different levels from them. Whilst for Dignitas, they have been reasonably consistent, apart from day 1, which apparently is also consistent from them, which they tend to struggle on, if our fellow colleagues are to be believed. Off the backboard, Joyo, 16 boost, but he's uncontested. That could have been dangerous. And Dignitas stuck in their own side of the field, but look at the respect they are getting at the same time. We did not get any of that from previous matches from Team Queso. They were on everything. And this is the reason why you respect Team Queso. What a passing play! Rise could not have given that off any better.
That is so well played by Rise. Absolutely nails the mid pass to Joyo. And that was an attempted interception by Dig that does not come to fruition. Rise, fill in the blanks. He said in the interview earlier that he just does what he can to back up his teammates and lets them carry him, but he's doing a lot of the lifting himself as well.
Is he trying to take extra spot for most humble player?
I think he might be.
There's no way that's just filling in the gap.
Just unreal. He's been a defensive powerhouse, and he's just so good at finding his teammates on the field and making life easy for them. You need someone like that in your team, especially with such wild cards like Joyo and Vatira. They're at their full potential right now. This might be the only team I can think of at the very top of the game right now in Rocket League who have got just 2 players they're that Seiko, they're the Jorias, they're the Justin. They're that player who's just going to take over a lobby by himself. It's Joy and Vatira, and they're being enabled by that one guy at the back, Rise.
Well, so here's what I really want to discuss on this, is like whenever we discuss teams like that.
Hang on.
Oh, wait a minute. Vatira to make it too, and he's got it. That's out of nothing, and as much as we praise Team Queso, this should not be happening to Dignitas.
Jory is a bit too close there, underestimating Vatira. You cannot underestimate the power that these guys are going to get on their air dribbles, and just how efficient they're going to be with the acceleration of the ball. Dignitas caught out of position with their third man. Queso continuing to find success. They're getting scoring opportunities, and they are taking them.
Oh,
there's another one. It's
so good! That is so good, Team Queso!
What are we witnessing? Rise to Vatira, to Joyo. The full team's here. They are passing the ball effortlessly between each other and slamming it into the back of the net before Dignitas can even realize where it is. Dignitas have been doing this to teams all weekend. They've been pinging the ball around, making teams look silly. Queso have got them completely outplayed at the moment.
If I'm Dignitas, the one thing I'm doing right now is I'm turning ball cam off, because the way that ball is getting pinged around, you'd be dizzy just trying to follow it. Team Queso. My goodness, what is this level we are seeing from them? Well, Jorius,
be careful.
The positive tilt, that's all I can think of at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've done this so quickly. They're actually up. Almost by 2
all right,
goals.
maybe none of that, lads.
It's a good scramble to get the clear, but they've still got 2 minutes to defend against here, and Dignitas have been efficient with their scoring this weekend. If Dignitas could just get that 1 goal, then it's easy to see 2 more, and there it is. Jarius gets the credit. Might have hit the goalkeeper on the way in, but the shooting just too good from these teams at the moment. Passed as well from Mapjack. Excellently struck, and it did hit Vatira on the way in, but that's not like he can do anything about that. 2 minutes remaining. This is a long time, and Queso need to just let the clock do some work here for them. We're actually going to get pause. Okay. By just not overcommitting, never wasting a ton of boost. Here we go. 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Dig need 3. It's a forced OT. Already it's Team Queso into offense, like we said, but nice save by Scrub, even deflecting it towards Appjack on the right side.
Apparently Jack tries to play over the top. Both teams trying to find some sort of... Oh, there we go again. Oh, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay that we got. What was that, 16 seconds we got? Pass up against Team Queso. Best of 7. A reminder as well, both teams got access to timeouts. Whether or not they want to use them will be an entirely different matter, considering they've had about 5 timeouts in a row. Rise off the backboard. And Joyo finishes it off.
I wouldn't be surprised if they call a timeout right now. That was the worst possible start.
The banter of it.
The worst possible start for them. A great play by Rise. The assist still raining in for Team Queso. It's gone from bad to worse for Dignitas. That answers one question. You know, are Queso just going to start flopping around after the restart? Apparently not. They're still absolutely popping off. Atira with a huge shutdown on an infield. They're actually still scoring. It's almost another one. Atira's pitch center finds Joyo perfectly.
We mentioned like how maybe that time off would have reset their mentality. If you get a goal, you're instantly right back to where you were 10 minutes ago. Scoring for fun, and Dignitas, I was going to say, probably not having too much fun out there. They're always having fun. Always seem to be in such a good mood. Rise with Vatira in support over in the midfield. Vatira's going to back down. This is that. It wasn't going to be his opportunity just yet. Instead, he's going to now take over here. And for Dignitas, this is just about getting some goals back, finding some sort of momentum. Game 3 and beyond needs to start going their way. Otherwise, this could be a very quick grand finals.
Queso are really not letting off, though. This is kind of what we're talking about. They're letting the clock win this because they're so far ahead by just never overcommitting, keeping the ball in the air in Dignitas half, demoing whenever they can. This is how you need to just safely close out the game. They're not giving Dignitas any chances, any realistic chances to start scoring, which is the only thing Dignitas can do now is throw caution to the wind, try and get something started.
We already know how good the Team Queso goal line defense is. We already know how good the Dignitas goal line defense has been, but that's been fairly meaningless. Team Queso just taking goals as and when they please. Apparently Jack trying to find his opportunity. Nothing there. Tira will be the only man back.
Do you wonder now? It's got to be over here, but
It is
just
done.
one of these teams did call a timeout.
I really want them to. Please do
they call a
Dignitas.
timeout after 2 minutes of gameplay, preceded by I think 10 minutes of waiting for
I'm
players' connections.
still waiting, Johnny, for the team that's going to go 3-0 up and call a timeout. Just to make the other team sit on
Dig
the
would do
loss
that.
for even longer.
Yeah, Dig would
I
be.
really want
I
to see
think
them
Dig.
do it.
I think they will. I think eventually Dig are going to call a timeout when they're winning. Probably against BDS, who never call timeouts. One day they're just going to go for that. Surprised they didn't during the perfect sweep, to be honest. Call a timeout just to rub it in, but
Just to give them more chance to see the random cast selection that they went for.
we've just got to make sure that they know about this strategy so that they can do it the next time. But wow, don't let the technical issues distract you guys from the fact that Queso are just annihilating Dignitas right now. And this is a Dignitas who have completely destroyed. They've left a trail of destruction in the lower bracket, beating all of the best teams. That is a lower bracket of death that they've come out on top of. And Queso don't care. But is that moment going to come? This is what I'm waiting for. Are they going to start getting nervous at any point here? I'll be so impressed if they don't. If they could just stay as icy as they are right now. Frozen cheese all the way till the end. Because you've got to think at some point, the young players like this are going to have that moment where they just think, wait a minute, we're going to win this. And that's the worst possible thing you can think of. You need to just focus on the plays you're making, which is what they're doing right now.
This hasn't been like a gradual step up for them. This is just, all right, this team has been formed and it's a grand finals. They have really let themselves be known. For Dignitas, however, they are one of the more experienced rosters when it comes to taking on pressure. Maybe not RLCS level pressure, but still pressure.
Ooh.
Nonetheless, as Joyo not able to react in time, still keeps himself available in the play. Now Scrub Killer realizes that the play wasn't to him, but actually that bounced straight to him the second time around. In Queso now needs to be very worried because this is where Dignitas do their best work. And Vatira clears high enough to get his team some space.
Yeah, it wasn't the best first touch there by Scrub, followed by a panic flip, but they're still able to make something out of it. Dignitas once again get the ball into the middle. This time it's not defended, but it bounces right through. And I think Scrub just didn't expect the defender to miss that because actually most of the infield passes have been cut off. Are they going to get that one? No, they're not. Scrub gets the go-ahead goal here for Dig. That's been a long time coming. What a play by Jack, though. Last second reset on the ball to pop it over the defender coming in. And there was no rotation from Joyo coming in time to cover the shot.
I think Joyo might have missed the middle boost. I know he was heading over that way, but didn't pick up 100s. So there is going to be the first leading goal for Dignitas. Can they get themselves a second? A couple of whiffs actually coming through here in Game 3 from Team Queso. Not as defensively sound as we've previously seen them. Apparently Jack. This is where he does his best work. He's past one. Can he get past Vatira? No, he can't. And now Vatira's turn to try and go for the air dribble. Joyo's off the ball. Let's see what sort of bump plays he will typically try and make. And I just love that team up as well between the two of them where you see Vatira go for the air dribbles and Joyo's instantly hunting down for the defender, get the demo whilst they're going to be pretty much planted on the floor, waiting for the air dribble to come to them.
Still, more chances for Queso, but Dignitas are defending as a unit now. They're not just leaving each other isolated to be demoed. And that's a great cut-off by Jory. It's completely hard reading the infield pass now. Jack getting the counter-attack started down the line. Wants the bump. He might have actually connected with Joyo, but it's not going to result in a goal. Vatira there to help him out.
Rise with a chase down, Jorius. Passed over to apparently Jack. Just over half the game remaining. Apparently Jack wants to get over to himself. Instead, it's the Scrub, and he just about wins the challenge and turns it in for 2.
High knees paying off. Scrub Killer too quick, too strong. Getting up for this one, going right through Joyo and Vatira. That's an excellent hitbox manipulation there from Scrub, just sitting on the ball. It didn't really matter what Joyo and Vatira do, because Scrub is denying the touches that they're going for. Jack looked at the third goal, but Joyo is turning back towards the net, so another safe kickoff for Queso to prevent the immediate cheat kickoff for Dig from coming to fruition.
Good pass yet again, but apparently Jack unable to continue the follow-up. In Queso want to get that demo play back up and running. See if they can maybe isolate a defender. Joyo with time. He's also got a target man downfield. Apparently Jack quick enough to get to it. Wasn't the best touch from him, however. And now Rise with support. Can he get it over to them? No, Jorius. He just lingers in the air, waiting for the play to get over to him.
Yeah, really high-level stuff here. Rise faking a flip reset before going for a heavy touch at the end of his air dribble. Jorius read him the whole way. He was blocking every single angle, and now he's blocking Vatira's shot, who's just trying to line up anything for Queso here. Rise calls off Joyo, doesn't connect with the double tap, and Vatira's on the wrong side of the pitch to follow up. That was a big chance for Queso.
This is one of the most air dribble focus series we have seen. Both teams desperate to win that particular battle. You see players littered around waiting for the ball just to drop down and take their shots. Apparently Jack get past what he can take the shot from here instead. Bounces off the backboard. No car. Ready to turn that one in. That's the sort of position that you only see from Dignitas when they're 2 goals up. Well, they were 2 goals up. How quickly that can change.
It looks like Scrub and Jorius just didn't have the boost to get up the field. They followed Jack's play there. That left a huge gap in the midfield. And the Queso players immediately connect the passing play together. Vatira spots the opportunity to make a forward run, slots his shot past 2, and cuts that goal lead in half. Dignitas, now the team are trying to hold on.
Be very interested to see just how aggressive and just how quickly Team Queso get into a position where they are sending everything. Still 1 minute, plenty of time to work with. Jorius, oh, he's just so useful in these positions, especially in a stylistic clash like this. His ability just to get into the air and cover the entire midfield is becoming so important, and now they've got themselves in this position. Nobody around.
Whoa.
Scrub killer.
Wait a minute.
He floated over. Scrub, where have you gone?
He just got baited in. He's creeping forward, hoping that Jack pops that into the backboard for him. But they're just not on the same page. Dignitas throw the 1 goal lead to a complete pitch clear. Vatira doesn't even need to hit it that hard. He just hits it in on a bounce there. Scrub and Jack just not able to connect the dots on that play, but still, Dignitas have got possession. 30 seconds left in regulation on a tie game. Queso given a gift there, a rare gift against Dig in this event.
Especially when they've got the goal lead. Just so unnecessary to hand that one over to Team Queso. A team that you really need to start testing in these positions, get the situation to start to bother them, and instead just hand it away back into this game. And if this ends up going Team Queso's way, Dignitas will be none too pleased. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Rise with Vatira and apparently Jack far too quick on the draw. Time to get that ball to hit the floor and head over to overtime.
Brave by Rise. Not a lot of boost as he sets up that infield, but Queso trying to take any chances they can get. Dignitas Jorius has been the key here in stopping a lot of the Queso aerial plays, getting up nice and early, at least buying his teammates more time to react, even if he doesn't make contact on the ball, which for the most part he has. He's been reading the air dribbles exceptionally well. Scrub trying to do a similar thing here. He wants to drop this down to a teammate, safe 50-50. It's now Jack able to go around the outside. Passing the ball back out to Jorius. Great play by Dig, but the shot is not even close to the net. And Queso starting the counter again.
2 players back, and apparently Jack already up. Jorius almost caught Joyo out. Something that we saw on occasion yesterday from Joyo, where he was just creeping forwards. Big slapping block from Jorius. He can then follow up and that boost on the way towards the ball. But this overtime is huge. Scrub killer off the backboard, sends it up, and that was the worst bounce he could have seen.
A great try there by Scrub, almost pulling something out of nothing. Rise in a bit of trouble here, but his save is perfect. Deflects into the corner, and there's no shot for Dignitas to work with here. No angle to play that ball right back into the middle either. Rise making those touches in defense, making those clears, making those saves to buy his teammates time, keep his team solid in every position.
And how good was that boost management from Team Queso? Not once drifting too low. Even when shots were being taken on them, they didn't panic. Left themselves with options after the fact. Off the ceiling, Joyo wants the challenge from Scrub Killer, who duly obliges him. Went for Rise, and Rise didn't blink. And he sticks around. What a play by Rise. Keeps it at 2 each.
Effortless dodge.
Oh, Vatira, he's got him.
Wait! Oh my goodness!
Oh, so close! Vatira off the second one just puts it into the corner. End-to-end gameplay. Now Jorius with his own chance.
Dignitas are ramping up here. The shots are coming through. The chances look deadly. Had it not been for some crazy interceptions and saves from Rise, this would have been game 3 for Dig. But as things stand, it's Queso waiting for the counter-attacks, and they've been making those plays work all event. Vatira, Joyo on the solo counters, off those little passes from Rise. Look out for it. It's now Rise getting involved in the attack, but Jorius collects the ball on the ground. Joyo able to shut him down. Jorius staying with it, preventing Vatira from getting his play started. It's just back and forth at the moment. Every player on the pitch looking for that huge play. There it is from Scrub and Jorius, but Vatira reads the pass, stays in the way.
Dignitas looking so good in this overtime. They've done everything but score. Now to Vatira, find a way past Scrub Killer. He's done so. Got some time for Joyo, finally.
Oh my.
They have got away, and they've got away in big fashion. Opportunity now to try and set up off the backboard. Apparently Jack had the ball going below him. Usually a very awkward position to try and play the ball. But apparently Jack has been the step-up player for me over on Dignitas. He has been so quick. And as difficult as it has been this weekend to outpace Team Queso, he seems to be a one-man wrecking crew looking to do it. Yet again, easily outpacing Joyo. He's leading the counter-attack now for the rest of Dignitas.
Oh, that might be the play. It's got in. Jack was making a play on the goalkeeper. Jarius slots the goal off the sidewall. Vatira trying to run away from Jack here, but he was clipped as he exited the goal, preventing any save attempt. And by far the best game that we've seen from Dig. Almost thrown away. It's been a while because of this overtime being so long, but they are able to get the win. What a huge win that is. Really making this a competitive first series, because Queso, with a 3-game advantage, you know, from there, you're really only looking at the potential of their mental going out the window as the game still being winnable for Dig. But really good stuff there from Dignitas. Getting the fact that they throw the game and playing a phenomenal overtime as well.
So we've spoken an awful lot about how Team Queso are going to react to, you know, this position. What would be the anticipation from you, say Dignitas go on to win this first series? Do Team Queso have it in them to bounce back from that loss? Because that's not a position we've seen them in this weekend.
Oh, certainly. If Dignitas win the first series, they're the favorites to win the final. But we've seen a real development of Queso over the weekend. I was, you know, calling out Joyo a lot on the Saturday because I don't think he played anywhere near his best. But now we're seeing his best today, and that ability to bounce back and show up on the final day of a competition like that gives me confidence that there's potential for Queso to win a second series. But Dignitas would undoubtedly be the favorite should we go there. As things stand, though, I'd still say Queso, I mean, they're 1 game in front. This third game went to overtime. They're still, I think, the team with the edge here. But great adaptation by Dig, just picking their battles a lot more smartly and following up on each other's plays in defense really well. Just going as quickly as possible with the first challenge so that the second man has a good chance of getting a touch on the ball. Oh, now Rise has missed, and Jack's actually shot an open net over the bar, awkward as it was. Rise missing in defense has not really been a thing that we've talked about or had to say at all in this grand final. It did just happen there.
Yeah, Jack tried for the pre-jump as Vatira wins the challenge. That bounces very awkwardly. Jorius already up, settles down. Rise is thinking about it. He's gone for it. Wins the good challenge. 2 players needed to keep that away from Vatira, and a fantastic bounce of the ball. Set up Scrub Killer. And players loitering around. There's apparently Jack. He was the player that I thought was stepping up so well in the last game. Just need more from him. I don't know how on earth that ball's been kept up. And now got Joe in the breakaway. It's him and Rise up against Jorius. But apparently Jack has finally got here. Although that's a dangerous place to put the ball. There's 2 players over there that you didn't want to give that to.
Oh, it's a big misplay by Scrub. He thought that he had more time here, but Joyo comes out of the Dignitas net and beats Scrub to the second touch and puts his team 1 goal in front. Heavy first touch there by Scrub. Definitely not a good idea to be going across your goal line with so many opponents nearby. But, you know, just because he messes up the execution doesn't mean that the concept itself was flawed. He could have probably controlled that with the touch in this direction. Just this time, he hits it way too hard.
Look like the sort of one where you just want to lift it over onto the backboard and play it from there. But Scrub just got all of the execution completely wrong. Apparently Jack would have liked to have seen Vatira's card demoed, made that shot a bit easier for him. Vatira Oh, Rise is on the break, and apparently Jack has been annihilated.
Vatira still had work to do after the demo because Scrubkiller was recovering and he had a lot of the goal covered here, but Vatira air rolls all the way around the ball, then slams it in the top corner. Wow, the demos from Queso are something else. They're slippery at the other end of the field. Dignitas are very much struggling to connect the demos onto Queso, but Queso consistently landing the demo and following it up with an immediate shot on target.
I just love what these players do. The moment their contribution to the play is done, the way that they just slowly drift back, keeping players involved in the play. That's off the back. Apparently Jackie's hit everything but the back of the net.
Oh, you know, he's going to think about that like an open net, really, because he should be able to put that past the goalie. He's done the hard part. He's perfectly hit the ball into the back wall in an angle that's easy for him to follow up on. For him, that's an open net, and he's missed it. But worse still, his team trails by 2 in game number 4.
And those goals were tilting. No matter which way you look at it, the way both of them went in are stuff you remember.
Wow.
You're going to remember this one as well. Joyo just has to finish it.
And now it's a Dignitas misplay. Again, Scrubkiller and Joria's not able to communicate who's going for the ball. One of them needs to turn on that quickly, but if they both turn, it's just wide open. Instead of having a defender left to contest Joyo's shot, it is completely open, and Joyo slots it in the bottom corner as if to say to Jack, this is how it's done, by the way, when the net's open. Another 3-0, the third game in the series where Team Queso have been up by 3 on Dignitas. A ridiculous thing to imagine after Dignitas' lower bracket run.
And Dignitas that has made the lower bracket run and perfect swept Team BDS. You would expect, if you gave that accolade to anybody, you would automatically assume they went to win that tournament. Vatira is winning all of our hearts with his performances this weekend. What a way to make a name for yourself. And 3-0, we were in this position a couple of games ago. Dignitas ended up losing that one 4-0. Joyo off the reset. Has he got a second? He came close.
Wow.
That would have been something special.
It's just full control from these guys. They are not giving Dignitas any chances. It's just like game 2 all over again. They've established their lead, and now they're just playing the ball around the Dignitas half. Jorias might actually have a chance here. He mind games it underneath 1. Not able to get back to it quick enough to outplay Vatira, though. There's only 90 seconds left for Team Queso to hang on. And looking like they're going to be able to do it unless Dignitas can make something ridiculous happen. Tough read by Joria. Joria somehow got it off an impressive angle. Nothing is going past Queso at the moment. And another one goes into Dig net from distance. Rise with the power shot. And you can't really blame Dignitas for overcommitting here. It's been so hard for them to set up chances. And in doing so, they've actually just conceded a 4th.
How calm, though, is the Team Queso defense? Not only do we have a player going for an in-and-out save, we've got somebody else turning around, anticipating the pass. This is a team that is not only looking at a way of stopping the offense that you're putting forward, but looking to exploit it in a way to create their own chances. And no matter what the situation, they're comfortable. They will not panic. They will not get away from the belief of one another that they will be able to deal with the situation in front of them. And how difficult is that to deal with when you're on Dignitas, where not only is the goals that you're going for not going in, but you're getting scored on a matter of seconds after you go for it.
It's unpredictability. Queso are just reading everything.
Just mean.
They're saving everything because they are reading every play Digger making. And when you try and read what Queso are doing, Dignitas are having a really hard time. They are just, I think, the more unpredictable of the two teams. And mechanics look to be pretty even, although at times it's Queso who are making the bigger plays. I think Dignitas overall can match them mechanically, but when it comes to being hard to predict, I don't think anyone is close to Queso right now in this event. They are completely outplaying Dig in the grand final, where their experience is 0. This is their first time here, and they're now on triple match point against the Fall Regional 2 champions. The team that many are calling the best in Europe, potentially, especially after the dominating BDS. But this is unheard of. No one, not even myself, not Stumpy, not anyone, when they were predicting Queso to win this, thought it would look like this. It's not over yet, but the way things are going, looking very bad for Dig, who do call a timeout.
I'm not even going to throw out there anymore the hopium that, oh, Team Queso might not do very well on match point, because I don't believe that at this
No,
moment. I
neither.
think Dignitas are going to have to step up to this level of play, because I just don't see it in Team Queso. I don't think that they've got it within them to start letting off the gas and making silly mistakes that are going to put them in a bad spot. This is now up to Dignitas to figure something out. You know, the demo plays they've attempted. This is probably the worst bit for Dignitas, is they've not tried things. It's
They've
not
tried,
been
yeah, they've tried demos, haven't they?
It's not been, oh, you
them.
keep going for one thing and it's not working, you know, try something else. They've tried different stuff. And Team Queso avoid it and counter and score. And it would be so frustrating. This is the moment where Dignitas, they've said that they don't feel like they need a coach. I'm hoping that someone out of those three has got a fresh idea, because Team Queso have got everything covered.
Yeah, I think it's I would say it's not really one of those positions. We're not really one of those spots where you need a coach. They work with a psychologist, but as far as actually playing the game and you know what they want to do on the field, they haven't found anyone who matches what they want. So I don't hate that from them. They're not rushing into something that they don't necessarily need or might even hinder them. But the problem for me here is that Queso are just outplaying them. The variety of plays that they're making is tougher to predict, tougher to counter. And in that last game, Dignitas were the team making mistakes. We had a double commit as last man and second last man there from Dig. You know, double commits aren't always bad, especially on saves or pre-jump saves, but in that position, it was definitely wrong. There's no way they should be double committing there. It needs to be better communication. And you've got to think as well, the opening goal was Scrub centering the ball by just completely overhitting a first touch, and he gives it right to Joyo. So Dig are making mistakes. Queso are outplaying them anyway, so even in the absence of mistakes, Queso look like the better team here. So yeah, Dig, I think they just got to play their game to a higher level, because we didn't even get to see it in Game 4. Game 3, I think, is a better representation of what Dig are trying to do here. They just need to communicate so accurately what their intentions are. And yeah, good luck. Hopefully, Queso don't pop off, because they got 3 shots to do it now. And I gotta say, they must be taking this home with how well they've played this event. And in at least one of the next 3 games, you'd gotta think that Queso are gonna pop off and beat anyone. Never mind, even a prime Dig. But let's see it. Can they close it out? Are the nerves finally gonna be a problem for them? They haven't up until now. And they're not from the start either. Joyo, 1-0 in 13 seconds.
Well, if you're nervous, you just try and make sure this was on target. Joyo, on the other hand, powers it just below the crossbar. Clean as you like. Team Queso have got the lead.
Well, you know, whatever was discussed from Dig is immediately gone wrong, as we saw again. You know, it's not a double commit. That was a 0 commit. We saw nobody challenging the shot. We got 2 goalkeepers. So it's the same, it's the opposite problem, but the same result for Dig. Communication is just not working out. They're not giving each other time to react to Queso like they did in Game 3 by making those early challenges. Vitiro's actually still got this. He's been bumped onto the ceiling and he's just like, that's fine. I'm just going to get my flip back and continue my play.
Some boost.
Oh, nice. I get to be in the air with boost. Joke's on you, Dig.
Cheers, mate. Team Queso, a real fresh breath of fresh air into the European scene. Now can they finish this off the backboard? Apparently Jack, not quite as lethal as we saw him back in Game 3. Glorious. Now off the backboard. Where's that commit? It's finally in from Scrubkiller. He was given a lot of time by Queso, and he made it work.
Yeah, Scrubkiller with a really good turn here. He's only got 12 boost when he comes back in, but staying, you know, active in offense is what Dignitas need at the moment, because Queso are saving shots pretty often. They're dodging demos very often. So when you're up against a resilient defense like that, you have to look for those chances. And Scrub, great awareness to turn around in the play, doesn't go all the way back for boost, stays in it, puts his team in a 1-1 score. He's still in a bit of an awkward spot here. No boost for Joyo. Well, he's got 12, but he's being very careful with it. Oh, what a save by Rise!
How? How does this team keep it out? There's nobody around now for Dignitas. It'll be a ridiculous shot from Scrub to turn it in. We've been stuck in this final third for, it feels like, forever. Joyo at least gets some good contact that opens up the play. And Jorius misses, but it's now back to the other side of the field. Scrubkiller chases down. 1 each here in what could be the tournament-winning game for Team Queso. Vatira out to Scrub, who almost got hit. This is the danger. As good of a position as this is for Dignitas, takes one hit to get rid of that goalkeeper. Same thing, though, for Team Queso. Those demos, those bumps could be a major factor in this game.
You know, when it comes to demos and dodging demos, Queso have outplayed Dig today. The defense continues to be impressive. They've definitely outplayed Dig in defense. And offensively, I have to give it again to Queso. They're just beating Dignitas at every aspect of the game at the moment. But the question remains, can they survive once again these awkward low boost positions? For now, the answer is yes. But Dig are being patient. They're waiting for that glorious opportunity. Did not come on that attack. Did not come on that offensive play.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of half opportunities there for Dignitas where if somebody was around trying to read the play as perfectly as possible, they could have had the shot. But Dig aren't willing to commit to that. It looks like they're almost snake-bitten, where they've thought that they've had Team Queso beat, and then suddenly it just instantly turns on them. Maybe that's the adaptation. Vatira plays past one, bumps the other one. Potential setup, but Rise too far forwards. 2 minutes left. Team Queso looking for the biggest goal of their careers off the mistake. Rice sets up. He wants the fake. It's bounced out, and Joyo's too close again. Couldn't run on for the shot.
Big brain from Rise, almost working out. Dignitas, just important that they get these saves now. They need to hang on. We saw Queso hang on from these exact same positions that Dignitas are currently being put in. As boost runs low for all three Dignitas players, and Joyo takes the ball to the air. Flip reset to the backboard. Read from Jorias is on point.
And Vatira not being baited to turn around for that play. He would have been beat. Instead, infield to Rise. Levers it off the backboard. And it's now Joyo up against Scrub Killer. Apparently Jack with Jorias coming on in. Just keep an eye on the positioning of these third men. Make sure that they are not the ones being demoed, because that leaves a wide open net. Apparently Jack, not the best first touch. Could only scramble to get it past Vatira. 50 seconds left here, Johnny. Both these teams have had good looks at the goal. That one, if Joyo wanted to commit, he could have turned it in.
Yeah, Queso are sitting back a little bit here. They don't want to lose a goal to an overcommitment. They don't want to lose a goal to a counterattack. They're trying to wait for a mistake, and to be fair, there were 2 mistakes in the last game which resulted in goals for Team Queso. Dignitas mistakes. Is that aggression going to come through in the final 30 seconds? Queso have surprised Dignitas countless times in the grand final. Are they going to go for any more surprises in the closing seconds?
Vatira, he looks for the player. Here's Joyo! No power on the shot, and apparently Jack happy to see that his positioning was correct, but it's still an onslaught from Team Queso. Vatira! 2-1! Team Queso on the verge of a championship.
Joyo to the backboard, trusting Vatira to finish it off. That is selfless. That is brilliant. And that might be the winning goal. 4 seconds for Dignitas. They need to dig into their bag of tricks. All players spawn in the middle. Are we going to see any fakes? It's going to be standard. And that's not going to look any good for Dignitas. Already an even position after the kickoff. The ball's staying up for them, but for how long?
Apparently Jack, with nobody on the far side, they've got to get the ball to the floor now for Queso to win the championship. Dignitas, one more big opportunity. Rise sees the ball to the floor, and Team Queso are the Apollo Open champions.
GG's, well played. Congrats from AppJack in the chat. Nothing but respect between these two teams. Unbelievable performance from Team Queso. What a final day of competition they've had. We were wondering when the nerves would start to kick in, when they would show inconsistency, when they would show inexperience. The answer is never. They look like the more consistency, the more experienced team here. Just completely fine under immense pressure for long periods of these games, making save after save, dodging demos, and just managing their boost to perfection. And when it comes to attack, their ability to dissect their opponents is up there with anyone in the world right now. Just truly an impressive performance, and is fully deserved to win for Team Queso.
For me, Johnny, there was only a moment that I noticed nerves from Queso. That was in the last game. You mentioned it partway through, where it seemed like Queso were waiting for a mistake. Yeah, that was the only moment where it felt like they were waiting for a championship to be given to them. But I'm so happy that the way that they got it was they went and took the championship. They believed in their own play, and with 4 seconds left, they were willing to send their house, get the goal, and take away an undefeated championship over in that upper side of the bracket. Dignitas, complete kudos to them. They worked for this. They went the whole way through the lower bracket. It's a shame they weren't able to finish this off, but this is a Dignitas that we still believe is at the level. But Team Queso have taken the championship. Leaf and the lads are ready to break all of this down.
We are absolutely ready here, and I know one person in particular that is very ready to break this down. Is it the smug guy nodding his head at the end there? I think it's the smug guy nodding his head at the end there.
You're so right, it is, Leaf.
Oh,
the Stunny boy bracket.
Lies, lost it all, he had it all.
Okay, you're so right, Leaf. You're so right, Leaf. Let me talk now. That was, firstly, an awesome performance by Queso. That was unbelievable. And it's exactly what Stunny Boy knew could happen from day one, where Queso played the game how they had to do it. This just happened to be a day where everything they tried worked. They just came up against a Dignitas that perfect swept BDS after taking down BDS 4-0 themselves. They looked so new and so fresh and so unique that I think they're going to be such a scary team to continue facing in the future. This is not a pop-off event. This may well be their standard.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking more and more like this is their standard now. This is the team that, over Fall, they qualified for every event, and finally in Fall 3 made it to those playoffs. And now, here in Winter, we are seeing truly what they are capable of, both individually, and at times when they're defending against Dignitas, their team play was phenomenal as well.
Yeah, during the full split, and especially in that regional 3, I was starting to think this Queso team could be won by the end of the season, you know, coming close to Worlds. Perhaps there'll be a team that can make the final major, but they've brought it forward and they've said, we're going to start playing that well in the winter split, and have really made a statement to start off the season that the mechanical play is what is going to get them victories. Dignitas showed it last split, Seiko showed it, and now we've got teams like BDS who are going to be thinking, teamwork isn't the only thing we can rely on. We need to be more mechanical, because Queso did it, and they did it in style.
Now to talk about this victory, the coach from Queso is actually joining us. Nick, on the line. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you so much, guys.
You know, you guys got to be ecstatic. This is not an easy field to win, and we've been talking about how strong Europe is all the way down the line, but you guys just look different. What do you think set you guys apart against an incredibly strong Dignitas and, of course, BDS as well?
We wanted it more. Like, we have been so committed to this roster since day one. All the guys have turned down crazy tryouts, including the Dignitas spot from the season start. Endpoint, all these teams, we have worked the hardest. We knew this would become successful if we worked, and we have, and obviously it's paid out for us, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that confidence. And you mentioned in there that you've worked the hardest. What is it that you guys do that you think separates you from the rest? If you mind revealing it, you know, if you want to keep it secret.
I don't think we really do anything that crazy. I think we just, it's all young kids. They all have the talent, and now it's just putting the work together, right? Because there's a lot of people in the scene that don't work as hard, which we've talked about constantly, and these guys work. We wanted it, and we will be at the top, and now we are. It's crazy.
How do you keep your nerve as the coach going into these later games, going into Game 7 against Williams Resolve, or the final game there, where you know that if you start to waver, if you start to put stress on this team, that could affect their gameplay? How do you keep yourself so zen?
I have so much confidence in the guys. There's no reason to be nervous. It's just one game at a time, right? And we have a really good full win mentality and trying to keep it 0-0 constantly, and it's worked super well for us.
You mentioned
the coach honeymoon period. Sorry, I'm just going to jump in here. The coach honeymoon
you and your
period.
coach brain.
Oh, no,
honeymoon, I guess.
You wait,
no.
you wait. Once it starts getting later in the season and things start going wrong, you're going to be sitting there like, I used to comfort eat like crazy. You'll find a new way to deal with it, trust me.
I was going to ask you about those new players and working with new talent that you mentioned earlier. What's it like working with new talent that are now entering the RLCS and seeing all of that hard work pay off?
It's fun. I've worked with older teams that have won before, specifically Furia, and the motivation between these guys and other teams is crazy because they haven't won. They haven't been at the top, and they need to be. They want to be, and they'll do anything to get there.
Well, I'm gonna give you. I always give someone the stage at this point. You can speak for the team. Anything else you want to say to the world? You guys won, so the stage is yours.
Thank you to everyone, and see you at the major.
I love
Great.
that. Yes, I love that. I really want to see Queso there. Really.
Hey,
So do we.
the full win mentality can't just be the players. It's got to be the coach as
Amen.
well. And that's what backs him up. So congratulations, Nick. Say it to the team for us too. And we're looking forward to seeing you keep winning.
Thank you so much, guys.